Mythology Around the World, Chinese Mythology, written by Sandra Giddens and Owen Giddens. Introduction. Huanji, the ancient Yellow Emperor, stood bravely at the head of his army made up of gods, bears, tigers, and leopards, all there to defend his throne. At the other end of the field was the oxen Horden Qiyu, backed by his army of demons, ready to conquer Huanji. Qiyu sneezed, and a thick white fog covered the battlefield. It was impossible to see. Huanji's army was fighting blindly, but its quick-witted minister created a compass, and the surviving army soon escaped. Qiyu was not going to tolerate this, so he called in his demon forces with blackened skies, torrential winds, and rain that caused flooding. Now all that was left was Huanji's army. Now all that was left of Huanji's army was beginning to drown. Huanji needed help and called in his daughter, Ba, who was able to dry up all the flooded waters. Then Huanji made a drum out of a sea monster's hide that, when hit, caused a terrible thunder that shook the mountains. From the sound, Qiyu's army of demons became paralyzed with fear. Huanji and his remaining men rushed forward and claimed victory. What you just read is a myth. A myth is a story. Mystic stories, like the one above, used to be told around the campfire by wise village elders. Without the internet, the telephone, and scientific technology, people from ancient cultures looked at this surrounding world and tried to understand their own beliefs and the history through such tales. Myths are not the same as legends, folk tales, and fables. Legends, though very similar to myths, are often based on an event that may have really happened or a person who may have really existed. Legends emphasize the story more than the significance of the story. Folk tales are usually stories known to be fictitious. They are often told only within a limited geographical area. Fables are known to be fictitious. Myths have many functions. One is to answer questions such as, how was the world made? Another is to justify an existing social system and account for traditional rites and customs. Myths are not an actual, literal rendering of a culture's history, but they reflect the inner soul of the culture and try to provide answers in a world filled with mystery. Myths give a particular culture an understanding of its place in the world. And the universe. The ancient Chinese, therefore, looked to myths to explain their culture. Joseph Campbell, the world's foremost scholar of mythology, said in the book An Open Life, Joseph Campbell, in conversation with Michael Toms, the imagery of mythology is symbolic of spiritual powers within us. What this means is that by understanding the myth, there may be an understanding to oneself. In other words, mythology is a way of looking at the world and our relationship to it.